Good afternoon, everyone. Please be seated. I'm Don Topscott, and I'm the Chancellor of Trent University, and I'm a proud graduate of this wonderful institution. Graduates like you, I chose the road less taken, and it has made all the difference for me. And a river has run through it for all of us. It's quite appropriate that the first graduating class in water sciences be held on a day with a torrential rainfall. I'm sure you're all very pleased and cheery about that. But this is a very important graduating class about Mother Earth, its architecture and indigenous peoples, and it's about Mother Nature as well. And apropos to the rainy day, and maybe some of you can make a note of this, that as Mark Twain said about the weather, everybody's talking about it, but nobody's doing anything about it. So maybe next time around you can bring out the sun. Seriously, this is a very special day for everyone here, and I'm delighted to share it with you. Graduates, heartfelt congratulations to each of you on reaching this so important milestone. I now declare Convocation open.
Good afternoon. My name is Leo Groark. I'm the 8th President and Vice Chancellor of Trent University, and it's my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the ceremony today. I want to begin, as we always begin at Trent University, by respectfully acknowledging that we are on the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to First Peoples for their teachings and their care for our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings. I feel like I should begin with an apology. We like to have convocations at Trent University outside. We have a very beautiful campus. But in the interests of safety and security, we thought it's better to be in here. And I want to say that includes my own safety and security, because when we had convocation ceremony this morning, at one point in the proceedings, I was attacked by this horrendous bug. And, people on the stage don't know this. I got this big bite, and I flubbed a couple of lines, and I wouldn't want to flub lines, which would mean that none of your degrees count for anything in the future. So, let me say something about the ceremony today. In one way, it's a sort of serious, solemn, formal ceremony. We're marking the successful completion of our graduating students' degrees, and that's an important and in some ways solemn moment. At the same time, and I do this at every convocation, I want to remind you that a convocation is intended to be a celebration. It's a party. We've been all invited to a party at Trent University. With that in mind, with all the authority invested in me as president of this institution, I hereby give you permission to be loud. To applaud. Yes, thank you. To shout. And especially, I give parents permission to embarrass your children as they come across the stage. Just feel free. Uh-oh. I hope I haven't started anything here. I am pleased to welcome our graduates, their parents, families, spouses, partners, and friends to today's ceremony. I know that some of you come from close by, others from across Canada, and some of you from around the world. If you are here today, you are part of the Trent family. If you're watching on the World Wide Web, I want to give you a shout out and say you are part of the Trent family as well. At today's ceremony, we are celebrating graduates from two prestigious schools at Trent University. And just to keep the spirit going, let's have a round of applause first for the Trent School of the Environment. And I want to say a little bit more about the second Trent school, which is the Cheney-Wenjack School for Indigenous Studies. And I would like to note that just this year, we celebrated 50 years of Indigenous studies at Trent University. I was going to say in Canada, but actually that's correct too. Trent was the first university in Canada to have an Indigenous Studies program. It was the first university in Canada to have a PhD in Indigenous Studies. So if I might... Let me end my own remarks by saying to our graduands that today you are not leaving the Trent community, but rather extending your deep connections to Trent as you join a prestigious alumni family. It includes famous authors, scientists, artists, religious and political leaders, as well as teachers, researchers, medical practitioners, and all around good citizens. I believe that Trent has prepared you well for the exciting and challenging adventures that lie ahead. This is your moment. This is your day. Enjoy it as a special time to imagine your future and create a life of consequence and a purpose that is uniquely your own. It's now my pleasure to introduce an individual whose remarkable accomplishments will be recognized with an honorary Doctor of Laws degree. Jeanette Corbière-Lavelle has dedicated her decades-long career to raising the status of Canadian Indigenous women. She proudly pursues and strives for equality and recognition for First Nations women and children. Since 2008, she continues to serve as the Anishinaabe Nation Citizenship Commissioner. In addition to pursuing human rights, she's also focused on water protection. Soon after her marriage in 1970 to a non-Indigenous man, Ms. Corbière-Lavelle lost her legal status. As this condition did not apply to Indigenous men, she brought forward a court challenge to the Indian Act. Initially, this challenge failed, but eventually inspired other challenges leading to action against gender discrimination and success and fairness for Indigenous women. Quote, "One person's voice can make a difference." This is what Ms. Corbière-Lavelle has proved through her persistence in advocating for Indigenous women's rights throughout Canada and notably advancing gender equality under law. Ms. Corbière-Lavelle is truly an inspiration to Indigenous women, men, families, and communities, and serves as an inspiration for all members of our community as well. Now, before I present Ms. Lavelle, I did want to mention one other accomplishment that's very special to Trent, and that is that Jeanette is the mother of Dawn Lavelle Harvard, who is the executive director of the First Peoples House of Learning at Trent. I did want to say, Jeanette, that we're not giving you the degree because you're her mother, but we really love having Dawn at Trent University, so we do thank you for being her mother. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Jeanette Corbière-Lavelle. Congratulations, Dr. Corbière-Lavelle. It's now my pleasure to invite you to address Convocation.
I do have difficulty. I'm much shorter than most people, so. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the graduating class, faculty, family, and friends, all of you. Ani, bonjour. Kadanmikon minim. Greetings to all of you. Congratulations, graduates. I am honored to be here with you today on your special day of celebration here on the traditional territory of the Michizagi Anishinaabe. My name is Giwednang, North Star in Anishinaabe, and I am Anishinaabe from Wikwemkong unceded territory, Ndomninsing on Lake Huron. I am especially honored as an Indigenous woman to be awarded this honorary Doctor of Laws degree from Trent University, the first institution in Canada to establish an Indigenous Studies program. It is truly an honor. And my congratulations to all of you, graduates, on your achievement this day. Enjoy this day. It is a day to celebrate with your family and your friends and to create all those special memories that you will be sharing with your families later on. I also understand it's customary to give some words of wisdom and guidance, perhaps, to all the graduates. So I thought I would start by sharing our grandfather teachings, of which wisdom is but one teaching. Then there's also bravery. Bravery I need right now as I look out at all of you. Humility, as who am I to presume I know better? Truth and honesty. This is easier because some of you do know me, and I wouldn't get away with telling tales about what I've done or get away with any exaggeration. And then, of course, there's love and respect. This is the best place to start, as love and respect is the basis of our traditional teachings. These teachings help me to persevere, to be strong, to continue fighting for equality and justice for Indigenous women in Canada. Even when those who were against me said I would never win, and even when they said, how can one small woman challenge the laws of this country, much less take on the entire government of Canada? They all said I could never win. But as my husband would tell you, the fastest way to make sure an Indigenous woman does something is to tell her she can't. So I did it. And believe me, it was difficult. So many obstacles, barriers, and even threats. Not only from the federal government, but from our own leadership, and this was the most hurtful. On the other hand, as an Indigenous woman, our culture and teachings gave us strength to carry on. And eventually, due to our persistence in 1985, under Bill C-31, I, my 3 children, including my daughter here, and over 100,000 Indigenous women and children were reinstated. Unfortunately, there is still discrimination in the current Indian Act. We have not achieved full recognition of our rights as women, and we are still carrying on the struggle almost 50 years later. This all started in 1970, so 50 years almost. But an Anishinaabe women, and especially, I think, within some of our families, we are raised up to stand up and to speak out, and when necessary, to fight for what we believe in. Our women warriors have been the heart of our nations since time immemorial. And we will continue until the discrimination and violation of our human rights comes to an end, and our people reclaim our rightful place as equals in this nation. It is our tradition among the Anishinaabe people to share our wisdom through stories. And as I am a member of the Bajamajik Theater Group, Storytellers, I would like to share a little story with you. As I said, I was born on the Kwemkong unceded territory many, many years ago. In those days, families would get together to share in the work of gardening, planting, weeding, harvesting. In the summers, my grandmother and my aunt and my mom, all of us, my siblings, we all went to my aunt's farm. Her name was Auntie Tutuin. And her log house was in the middle of a field that was surrounded with lots of fruit trees, apple trees. As I said, this was long ago. Some of you probably already can calculate how many years, but it was long ago. And in those days, it was not quite the Stone Age, but long ago. And we didn't have any electricity and no indoor plumbing. So to use the facilities, you had to walk a path out the back that took you by all the apple trees on the way to the outhouse. And I was only 6 and short now, but I was short then as well. Well, in the fall, everybody would start to get ready for the big annual agricultural fall fair. And of course, all the community competed to show off their vegetables, their chickens, their livestock, and of course, all the fruit from their trees. This was a big event. Not only did you get a red ribbon for first prize, but you also got some money. And money was very scarce in those days, and this was a big deal. My Auntie Tutuin one day came running in. Did I tell you she was short as well? But she came running into the house, all excited, and announced to everybody, "I have just seen the biggest, the reddest, and the most beautiful apple. This will be the #1 prize winner in the fair. So, no one is to pick this apple until the day of the fair, and then only I will pick it." So, she looked at everyone, especially me, I think, and she said, "It is hanging on the lowest branch of the big apple tree near the path to the outhouse." She made this real special eye contact with me, because being the shortest and always running around, I guess she must have known something. And of course, in those days, it was all Anishinaabe went. So the order had been given. And every day, I had to look at this big, juicy red apple as I walked by. It was exactly at my eye level. Remember, it was on the lowest branch. And I thought about it. I dreamt about it. It was so tempting. But I had been warned. And I love my Auntie Tutween. And so I just couldn't pick it. Fall Fair Day arrived, and Auntie Tutween was busy packing and getting all her entries together. And the last chore was to go out and get her big #1 prize winner. She hurried out. And then the next thing we heard was, yeah, Winesh kamwat mishimnam. She came running into the house crying, with tears coming down her face. But at the same time, she was laughing, just bent over laughing. She just couldn't help it. And she couldn't stop laughing. She was holding her sides, and she called all of us, all the people in the house together. And she said, come out, come out. And there for all to see was this big, red, juicy apple still hanging on the lowest branch of the apple tree. But someone had taken big bites all around the outside of the apple. All that was left hanging was the apple core. Everybody looked at me, and I thought, for sure, now I've done it, I've had it. I was going to get something not good. But Auntie Tutween, still laughing, said, Jeanette didn't disobey. She didn't pick the apple. It's still hanging on the tree. This little girl found a way to get what she wanted. She found a way. In the end, I managed to eat and enjoy this big, juicy red apple by being innovative, imaginative, and thinking outside the box, as many of us now say. I had found a way to get around that barrier. So, what will you take from this story, graduates? I'm sure you all have your tomorrows planned, your future careers, your professions, travels, your dreams. And you will have struggles that you will face and a barrier or two. You will find obstacles in your way. And when you do, just stop. Remember this story and take some time to think, to pray, and then use the talents and skills that the Creator gave you. Find another way. Seek a different path. Use your imagination and find a new way forward. Remember that life is tough and you are tougher. So don't give up. There is always another way to reach your goal. And as I tell my daughter and my grandchildren, you must always follow your heart. But for goodness sakes, don't forget to take your brain along with you. If one very small woman from an Indian reserve in Northern Ontario can stand up against the government of Canada and force a change within the laws, imagine what we can achieve if we all stand up, if we all speak out against injustice and equality, if we speak out against environmental destruction. One voice is easily silenced, but if we raise them together, all of us, our voices will become a roar that cannot be ignored. Together, we can make a difference, and together, we can change the world. Aha, miigwech kibisindamay.
Thank you for your remarks, Dr. Corbière-Lavelle. And I also want to say thank you for your commitment to innovation. Mr. Chancellor, Professor Sean Watmont, the director of the Trent School of the Environment, will now present candidates for all degrees. As Professor Watmont reads the students' names, they will cross the stage to be congratulated by the Chancellor, then myself, and will then be welcomed into the Trent alumni family by Jess Grover, the president of the Trent Alumni Association.
Go be Murray. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present for the degree of Bachelor of Environmental Science/Studies candidates whose names will be read, whom the Senate has duly declared worthy of the honor that they may receive the degree at your hands. Mary Ellen Arbiger. Emily Bass. Victoria Rose Kaser. Paige McLaughlin. Cassandra Marie Merks. Elora Ruth Tarlow. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of Bachelor of Environmental Science/Studies degrees. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Honours Programme candidates whose names will be read, whom the Senate has duly declared worthy of the honour that they may receive the degree at your hands. Eliza Victoria Abbs. Anna Rose Boulanger. Nicholas Timothy Burney. Jenna Lucy Chanko. Hannah Rose Curtis. Jamie Maria Fortan. Alexi Quinn Fox. Sarah Furlong. Jessica Leah Galasso. Chantel Jessica Hancock. Nicole Elizabeth Hicks Casey. Stephanie Elizabeth Christan King. Kawithiga Kulenthrian. Vinnie Lana. Juliana Marie Lisage Corbier. Kira Long. Jenna Alexandra Lang. Kevin Mina. Caroline Claire Marcy. Martin Mateus. Katrina Ray McCall. Emma Elizabeth McClymont. Megan Haley McGill. Matthew Mello. James Marshall McLeod. Cassandra Marjorie Mills. Vivian Alexena Mitchell. Beverly Morgan. Keely Elizabeth Mullane. Norina Palucci. Janahan Ravi Kumar. Holly Redden. Jason Dominique Rinaldi. Erin Snyder. Scott Malin Somerville. Jennifer Stoltz. Emily Breyer Stratford. Hannah Taylor. Chantel Ubbles. David Allen Vasava. Aliane Elizabeth van Overdyk. Kelsey Isabel Wright. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of Bachelor of Arts degrees in the Honours Programme. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Honours Programme, candidates whose names will be read, whom the Senate has duly declared worthy of the honour that they may receive the degree at your hands. Jason Nicola Albanese. Lauren Beauchamp. Katrina Rachel Bird. Claire Black. Jacob Luke Anthony Bothan. Cassidy Cameron. Michael John Cleaver. Brennan Cook. Sam Dulmarge. Mary Elizabeth Duncan. Addison Dunn. Ariana Rose Fowler. Alistair Menino Xavier Fernandez. Emily Mary Jean Finbo. Alexi Ann Abigail Folks. Alexandra Elizabeth Galvin. Michael Gross. Curtis Ha. Sabrina Hasselfeld. Olivia Margaret Hoban. Sydney Ann Hop. Holly Jotham. Daniel James Kavanagh. Dominic Khan. Ryan Kober. Sarah Cody Muriel Knight. Garrett Kremers. Morgan Christina Linders. Justine Levesque. Brandon Robert Lockett. Cameron Joseph Lokes. Andrea Mambro. Jack Ramsey McIlwraith. Ariel Grace McIntyre. Melissa Lee Mertzis. Kelvin Ka Hay Mock. JC Moore. Emily Rose Morgan. Sina Adelaide Morris. Rachel Elizabeth Nethery. James Nishikawa. Rowan Pileski. Matthew Philip Palmieri. Brock Prescott. Dominic Ringler. Evelyn Robertson. Cheryl Robitaille. Rebecca Lynn Rogers Watson. Nicole Sarah Rutter. Robert Michael Sabatino. Victoria Seizu. Mackenzie Scott. Mallory K. Simpson. Olivia Sliwa. Owen Stefanich. Dylan Hunter Stewart. Jordan Chelsea Taylor. Jeffrey Turcott. Brenna Udovic. Jessie Louise Vandermeer. Steffi Petra van Vegel Hayes. Fanula Wade. Alexandra James Walsh. Mark Wilson. Emma Jane Woods. Rue Wu. Last one. Spencer Yo. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of Bachelor of Science degrees in the Honours Programme. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the General Programme candidates whose names will be read, whom the Senate has duly declared worthy of the honour that they may receive the degree at your hands. The Bagnani Medal is named in honour of founding faculty member Gilbert Bagnani and is awarded to students that achieve high overall standing in the general programme. Mr. Chancellor, please present the Bagnani Medal to Lorraine Andrew King Doan. Papatsi Arango Kutik. Brendan Campbell. Diana Sanziana Cantor. Alison Michelle Clancy. Isha Elise Denny. Emma Lynn Lee. Caitlin Kuhn. Sarah Matranga. Madeleine Joy Newcomb. Jasmine Cedar Panachis. Leslie Ann Michelle Snake. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of Bachelor of Arts degrees in the general programme. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the General Programme, candidates whose names will be read, whom Senate has declared worthy of the honour that they may receive the degree at your hands. Tiffany Ebony Bean. Gabrielle Eileen Morrison. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of Bachelor of Science degrees in the General Programme. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present for the Diploma Foundations of Indigenous Learning, candidates whose names will be read, whom Senate has declared worthy of the honour that they may receive the diploma at your hands. Victoria Stewart. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Foundations of Indigenous Learning diplomas. Mr. Chancellor, I ask you to confer degrees and diplomas in absentia on candidates whose names are before you and who are unable to be with us today. Mark Skinner, Acting Dean of Art and Science in the Social Sciences, will now recognise individuals receiving special awards and honours.
The Eminent Service Award recognizes individuals who have made outstanding contributions to the university above and beyond excellence in carrying out their employment or volunteer responsibilities. It is presented on behalf of the Board of Governors acting on the recommendation of the Senate. The 2019 recipient is longtime staff member Miles Ecclestone. After graduating from Trent with a BSc in Geography and pursuing a master's degree, Mr. Ecclestone returned as a senior technician with the Geography Department in 1979. Right from the start, he went above and beyond his regular duties to assist students and to promote the university. He participated in trips to Nunavut through the Axel Heiberg Glacier Monitoring Program and led the monitoring of the White Glacier mass balance. By bringing undergraduate students on these trips, he provided them with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Many of these students went on to prominent careers in science. During his long service to the Eastern Snow Conference, Miles was a tireless promoter of the university as one of the leading North American institutions associated with snow and ice research. Since 1980, he has organized the popular Reach for the Peak trivia event for the Trent Undergraduate Geographical Society. In 2018, Miles co-organized the very successful 50th anniversary of the Geography Department, which brought many alumni back to campus. Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased, especially as a geography professor, to present for the Eminent Service Award, Mr. Miles Ecclestone. Mr. Chancellor, Emeritus is an honorary title given to professors upon their retirement from the university. Mr. Chancellor, I ask you to confer the title of Professor Emeritus upon Professor Michael Fox of the School of Environment and the Biology Department. Mr. Chancellor, I ask you to confer the title of Professor Emeritus upon Professor Magda Havis of the School of Environment. Mr. Chancellor, I ask you to confer the title of Professor Emeritus upon Professor David Holdsworth of the School of the Environment. Mr. Chancellor, Professor David Newhouse will now introduce the honor song.
Before all words can be spoken, we bring greetings to all of creation. We give thanks for the rising of the sun, the light and warmth that it brings. We give thanks for the rain that nourishes the earth and allows things to grow. We give thanks for another day of life. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, in the customs of the first peoples of this land, we offer the sound of the drum and our voices to honor our mother, the earth. We send our profound and deepest thanks to all of creation. We greet the world with humility and embrace the richness and diversity and wonder of life. In the Anishinaabe teachings, the sound of the drum represents the original sound of creation. The heartbeat of creation reverberates still throughout the universe and infuses our being with life. We sound the drum to connect us with all of creation, to honor and celebrate life, and to remember to live with humility and kindness among all living beings. We offer these words of praise to those who are graduating this day. We offer these words of thanksgiving to those who have made these accomplishments possible. We offer these words of respect and honor to those who have come before us and who have brought dignity to our lives. We offer these words to remind us to live with the 7 grandfather, 7 grandmother teachings, to live with respect, kindness, honesty, sharing, courage, and strength. We offer this song to honor the accomplishment of Jeanette Corbière-Lavelle. We honor her extraordinary effort to create places of dignity and respect for Indigenous women throughout Canada and the world. And we offer this song to accompany you on your travels. May you travel well, and may your lives be filled with grace and dignity. This is a song of hope that the Toronto Raptors do not become the Toronto Maple Leafs. And we wish them well in the upcoming competition. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, I have the pleasure of presenting Unity and the Honor Song. And ladies and gentlemen, may I ask you to stand for the honor song. And the song that they will present is Woman Warrior Song. And thank you, Unity, and you may be seated.
Thank you, Unity. As we near the end of this ceremony, I think it's time for some thank yous. I would like to note that organizing Convocation at Trent University is a very complex endeavor. We have 10 convocations, and it takes a veritable army of people to organize them and make them happen. So I want us to express thanks to those people. We try to do that by picking out some individual in particular, usually somebody who won't expect it, and singling them out. So today, and the person I want to recognize isn't here, so I'm going to do the next best thing. And I'm thinking of this as, this is the kind of Lavelle Convocation at Trent University. So Dawn, I'm going to ask you to stand. Dawn is, of course, the daughter of Dr. Corbier Lavelle. She's also the executive director of the First People's House of Learning, and she helped the Chancellor and I with a little issue that we brought up in convocations last year. And that issue was that we used to come to convocation with green binders. And as the Chancellor put it, why are we standing up there at this formal ceremony with 75-cent binders? It's just, not quite solemn enough. So Dawn took it upon herself to fix that. And she went and arranged new binders. I did want to note they were created by Kim Lamoth, who is a graduate of Trent. She's with the First Nations Long Lac 58. And maybe, Dawn, we could just show, these are the binders she has arranged. So thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Kim. And I'm sure they will be a part of Convocation for many, many years to come. I wanted to do another thank you, and I want to ask the graduates to help me with this. So graduates, I'd ask you to stand. Audience, please remain seated. It's a bit of a tradition to recognize not just our students. Of course, we're here celebrating their success and their accomplishments, but their success is possible because of the support network that has supported them. And that network is made up of you, probably other people as well, parents, families, brothers, sisters, friends, spouses, all the people that have helped them along their way. Parents, I'm a parent too. I would say I recognize that you've probably helped them financially, and for that reason you're very glad that's going to come to an end. But more importantly, you have supported them emotionally, and that's key to making it through to a university degree. So graduates, I would like you to give a round of applause and a thank you to your support team that's here today. So, and I will say, this is a tradition that's emerging here, and the standard practice, that's the warm-up for the real thank you. It's going to be really loud. Could we have another round of applause, louder this time, to thank your support group that are here today. Thank you so much for that. Please be seated. I was asked to explain what happens after the ceremony. I would note there is a reception in the Student Center. There may be rain in between. But I'm also been asked to tell you that because of the room size, and we have some limits here, the procession will leave. Students, graduates, you will remain in the gymnasium, and once the procession has left, we can have a bit of a rendezvous in here and out in the foyer before we make it out into the range to go to the student center. I would ask the audience to stand after the Chancellor's remarks and remain standing following the singing of O Canada. Mr. Chancellor, I now call upon you to close convocation.
Well, thank you all so much for being here today. And graduates, I hope you look back on this day with great fondness and this profound convocation that occurred in the last hour and a bit. And that you'll think about this not just as the end of a stage in your life, but as the beginning of an exciting new chapter. Now, closing remarks like this are designed to inspire the graduating class and give some helpful ideas for the future. So let me dispense with that quickly. Listen up, this is going to be really good, okay? Graduates, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Good things come to those who wait. What doesn't kill you can only make you stronger. Turn lemons into lemonade. And remember, yesterday is history, tomorrow a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Oh, man. Oh, that is so beautiful. And finally, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll end up in the stars. Now, on a little more practical level, buy a good suit. Women, a good business dress. More important, good shoes. Women, handbag, accessories. It's all about the accessories, you know that. Brush your teeth and floss. I can't overemphasize the importance of flossing, and increase the proportion of vegetables in your diet. And finally, write this one down. I don't want you to forget this one. Please never show up at a job interview with your parents in tow to answer the questions, okay? All right, I think we're done here. That pretty much sums it up. Have there any issues? Seriously, I'm not going to give you any career advice because all the research shows you will have successful careers. You've chosen well, you've acquired skills and knowledge at Trent, but way more important, you've acquired some capabilities. The ability to think critically, to solve problems, to research, to see the big picture, to put things in context, to care. And you've acquired a passion for lifelong learning, which is probably the most important because what you know when you graduate is actually not that important because you're going to reinvent your knowledge base multiple times as you go throughout life. So you will all do well, and as you leave this wonderful institution on this beautiful river, by all means, live long and prosper, okay? As Spock would say. Be prosperous. Have a prosperous life for yourselves and for your family. But let me conclude that humanity needs more than that from you. You see, you're entering a world that's full of opportunity, but there are many, many challenges and injustices to be righted. And your generation is being called forth to ensure that the smaller world that your children and grandchildren inherit is a better one, that it's just, that it's more equal, and that it's sustainable. Among other things, as people who care about the environment, you'll be involved in the reindustrialization of planet Earth, which we must do to survive as a species. So, this is one of the greatest transformations ever. Now, I'm not suggesting that you all go work for an NGO or, become a leader of a protest movement, although go for it, or even, become the candidate for leader of the world or something like that. Rather, each of you will have a role to play in this historic transformation, and you've chosen fields of study and endeavor that will be part of this. And you'll also have a role to play whether you're an entrepreneur or a consultant, a researcher, an educator, a public sector manager, a politician, a social innovator, or a parent. And my hope is that you will teach your children well, as Jeanette Corbière-Labelle's mother taught her, and she in turn taught her children. Now, my hope is also that you will live a principled life of consequence. I conferred a degree on Michael Cook, now Dr. Michael Cook, yesterday, former editor of the Toronto Star, now the leader of Journalists for Human Rights, and he said, don't just make a living, make your mark. And our speaker today, Jeanette Corbière-Labelle, is certainly an exemplar of that. Find a way, innovate. And the part of her story, which she didn't tell, but it's quite obvious, is that her mother did not punish that spark of innovation. And think about that the next time your kid wants to be an innovator. One other small thing that you can do, you can exercise your right to vote. People all around the world would kill and actually are dying to have that right. You have this right. And many young people today are not voting. And it's such a simple thing. And it's important too, because your generation is actually the biggest demographic group. You will, if you will it, elect the next governments at all levels in Canada. If your generation acts as a generation, if you bring the principles of integrity that you hold as a generation to bear. And changing the world is your opportunity, and it starts with a vote. One more thought. When I graduated from Trent, I lost contact with the university for a long time. And I hope that you don't make the same mistake, because in hindsight, I regret that. And over the years, I started, to think about this little institution on the river and what it meant to me. And I started thinking I should get involved, not out of a sense of obligation, but more out of a sense that it's important to defend a liberal arts and science education, and it's important to defend and advance this precious institution. And I've become involved, and it's been a great source of joy for me. And I've been part of this rich community of which you are now part. So, sitting over there is Jess Grover, the head of the Alumni Association. You are now an alum. And I encourage you to contact her and contact them and get involved. And perhaps it will bring the kind of joy to you that it has to me. So, again, congratulations to all of you. Good luck. Dream big. Find a way. One person can make a difference. Make your mark. Be bold. Be consequential. And change the world. Convocation is now dismissed.
Tonight, I'm gonna have my